Good morning everyone. Today I want to discuss the next topic of your third unit, that is your respiratory system. But before going into the topic, I want to tell you something. Many people are not taking seriously about your studies. I don't know why. Maybe we are in a dilemma whether we are having exams or not. Okay, so recently UGC revealed a notification that it in that notification it clearly showing that there should be examinations. The pattern of examination may be different. Maybe consider 50% of internal marks, or maybe open book system, or any objective type, or any other type. But exams are there. Without the exams, the students are not. Without the exams, students are not promoted for the further classes. So please take seriously. There is your examinations. Without the examinations, you are not promoted for your next classes or next semester or next year. So at least now onwards, take it seriously. Utilize the lockdown period for your studies. Okay, so apart from that, your studies are not for marks or not for your degrees. You have to learn something. Okay, so maybe you may pass in all the subjects, but without knowledge, how can you get a job? Okay, so in a job, they may ask questions in your interview, but there is no exam, there is no copying, nothing. Okay, so please take seriously. At least now onwards, start studying. Okay, so one more request from my side. Please don't chat in your first year group. That is not your personal group. Okay, so you are disturbing all the 100 members, whoever there in that group, by your unnecessary chatting. Okay, please don't repeat all this. Okay, next, coming to the subject. Okay, so in the third unit you have three main topics. One is the digestive system, another one is the respiratory system. I think everyone is clear about digestive system. Whoever gone through the videos which I posted in your group. Okay, so the next topic is your respiratory system. In the third unit, half of the respiratory unit is there, and in the fourth unit, remaining things are there regarding the respiratory system and also your urinary system. Okay, so what is respiratory system? As I said earlier, system, it is a group of organs which shares a specific common function. Okay, that is the definition of system. System, it is a group of organs or structures which perform a specific common function, that is called as system. Here, respiratory system. Okay, so we have another name for respiratory system. The respiratory system, it is also called as ventilatory system. Okay, so here this respiratory system, it consists of organs. These organs are specific for gaseous exchange process. Okay, so respiratory system, it is a group of organs which are performing a specific function, that is gaseous exchange, that is called as respiratory system. Okay, so under the respiratory system, what are the organs are there, or what are the structures are there? Okay, so here the respiratory system, it starts with your nose. Okay, so here all these are the following organs: nose and nasal cavity, next pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, then bronchi. We have two bronchi, right and left bronchi, and then the bronchi they divides into bronchioles. Okay, then lungs. How many lungs we are having? Two lungs, right and the left. Okay, so respiratory system consists of organs. Those are nose or nasal cavity, then pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, then bronchi, then lungs. Okay. Next, coming to the first organ or structure of the respiratory system. Okay, so here we have the description about nose. Okay, so nose, it is also called as nasal cavity. Okay, whenever you are writing about the organ, first you have to write about the anatomical position. Okay, then structure, then its function. That is the way how you have to describe about a organ. Then first, so what is nose? Nose, it is a structure which meant for the entry of the air. As we know, whenever we inspire, first the air from the atmosphere, it enters into your nose, then it passes through the nasal cavity up to it reaches to your alveoli of the lungs, where the gaseous exchange takes place. Okay, so nose is a organ which meant for the entry of atmospheric air. Okay, so this nose, it is a irregular cavity which divides into two equal parts by a septum. What is septum? Septum which divides the nose into two cavities which are in equal. Okay, that is called as septum. Okay, so this septum, it is having both anterior part and a posterior part. Septum is nothing but the frame like structure which we have in your nose, which divides your nose into two parts. So just stand in front of your mirror and look at your nose. Okay, you can observe a septum which makes your nose into two parts, right and left. Okay, nothing but your nostrils will be there, no? So in front, in between your nostrils, one septum, one wall like structure will be there, no? That is called as septum. Okay, so this septum anteriorly, it is made up of hyaline cartilage. Okay, so septum which divides the nasal cavity into two parts. Okay, so this septum anteriorly, it is made up of hyaline cartilage. Okay, next, coming to the roof of the nasal cavity or nose. See, when you observe your nose, you have roof, floor, medial wall, lateral walls. Okay, so now we want to discuss whatever the structures are there in your roof, floor, medial wall and the lateral wall. Okay, so yeah, one more thing. Okay, roof, which is made up of cribriform plate of ethmoid bone, cribriform plate of ethmoid bone and sphenoid bone, frontal bone and the nasal bones. All these are the facial bone. Only frontal bone which belongs to the both facial and the cranial bones. Already you have discussed all these bones under your skeletal system. Roof is made up of cribriform plate of ethmoid bone, sphenoid bone, frontal bone, and the nasal bones. Okay, then coming to the floor. The floor of the nose, which is made up of roof of the mouth, which consists of both soft palate and the hard palate. Okay, so hard palate and the soft palate which were present in your mouth, they form the floor of the nose. As we know, hard palate, it is made up of maxilla and palatine bones, whereas soft palate, which is made up of involuntary muscle. Floor is made up of roof of the mouth. Hard palate is made up of palatine bones and maxilla, and soft palate is made up of involuntary muscle. Then coming to the medial wall, what is there in the medial wall? A septum is there in the medial wall. Then coming to the lateral walls are formed by the maxilla and the inferior cancae, okay, which are present at your ears. Next, posteriorly there is your pharynx. Okay, anteriorly hyaline cartilage, posteriorly pharynx, roof, floor, medial wall, and the lateral wall. So see, this is your structure of the nose. Here, this is the cribriform plate of ethmoid bone superiorly. Then it is sphenoid bone. This is frontal. Sinus is nothing but the gaps, air gaps. Okay. So here it is vestibule. Here nares, anterior nares. Okay, posterior nares, which will lead your pharynx. Okay, so here the floor of the nose, which is made up of hard palate and the soft palate. Clear? Then coming to the lining of your nose. Okay, so your nose, which is lined with a ciliated columnar epithelium. The lining of the nose made up of ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, so here your nose, which consists of pole-like structures, those are called as nares. We have anterior nares and the posterior nares. Okay, so here the anterior nares, they are blends with your skin, whereas the posterior nares, they opens into pharynx. Okay, anterior nares and the posterior nares. Posterior nares opens into the pharynx. Anterior nares, they blends with your skin. Okay, apart from these, you have paranasal sinuses. What are sinuses? Sinuses are nothing but tiny air-filled gaps which are present in your facial and cranial bones. Okay, so in between these paranasal sinuses and your nasal cavity, some gaps or hole-like structures will open. Okay, nothing but they are connecting paranasal sinuses and the nasal cavity. Okay, so here these paranasal sinuses, what is the importance of these paranasal sinuses? They lighten your skull and they are also important for the speech. That is the function of paranasal sinuses. Apart from that, you have nasolacrimal ducts. As the name itself indicates, nasolacrimal ducts. These are the ducts or passages which are present between the nose and the eyes. Okay, nothing but lacrimal glands of your eyes. Okay, so here these ducts, they open into conjunctival sac of your eyes whenever you cry. Okay, so there is a running nose, or there is a leaking of water from your nose, because there is a connection between your nose and the lacrimal glands which produce tears. Okay, there is a connection between your lacrimal glands and nose. Whenever you cry, those tears will drop into your nose. Okay, through nasolacrimal ducts. This is about nose. Okay, all these things you have to remember and write under the nose. Apart from the anatomical structure, you have to write about the function of the nose. Okay, so as we know, it is the first passage of the air. Okay, so air will enters through the nose, then it will passes through all the respiratory organs and reaches the lungs for the gaseous exchange. Respiration nothing but gaseous exchange. Okay, next, apart from that, nose, it is important for warming, filtering, cleaning and humidification. Okay, so warming, what is warming? As the name itself indicates, it get warm. Okay, whatever the air enters into your nasal cavity, it gets warm because of the vascularity, nothing but presence of large blood vessels, large number of blood vessels in your nasal cavity, that will helps in warming of your air. Then filtering and cleaning. As I said, your nasal cavity, which is lined with the ciliated columnar epithelium, in between this columnar epithelial cells there is a mucus secreting goblet cells which secrete mucus. Okay, whenever air enters into your nasal cavity, whatever the dust particles or any particles will present in your air, that may trapped by your hair in your nasal cavity, nothing but cilia, then it is trapped by sticking to the mucus. Okay, so that is how your nose will help in filtering and cleaning. Then coming to next function, humidification. Okay, humidification nothing but moistening. Okay, so here whatever the air enters into your nasal cavity, that gets moist by the mucus present in your nasal cavity. As we know, mucus, it is wet in nature. Whenever air touches that mucus, it will get moistened, nothing but humidified. That process is called as humidification. This is about functions of nose. Next, coming to the next respiratory organ, pharynx. Okay, so pharynx, it is also called as throat, which is the common part for the both digestive system and the respiratory system. Okay, pharynx, it is also called as throat, which is the common part or common organ for the both digestive and respiratory system, which uh, which is about 12 to 14 centimeters in the length. This pharynx, where it is present? It is present just behind to your mouth. Okay, we can also say it is present behind to the mouth and nasal cavity. Okay, that is, then it is also present above to the esophagus, behind to the nasal cavity and oral cavity, and above to the esophagus. Okay, next, this pharynx, which extends up to the level of 6th cervical vertebrae, up to the level of 6th cervical vertebrae. Okay, next we have to write about the anatomical position of this pharynx. Okay, in this you have to include what are the organs present superiorly, inferiorly, anteriorly, and posteriorly. Okay, superiorly there is a base of the skull, inferiorly esophagus. As I said earlier, um, this pharynx is present just above to the esophagus. So the inferior organ is here esophagus. Then coming to the anterior. Anteriorly what is there? Either your nose or mouth. Okay. Posteriorly your areolar tissues and the vertebrae, sixth vertebrae. Okay. So this is about anatomical positions of pharynx. Next, here, see, this is tongue, lips, nothing but this is your oral cavity, this is throat. Okay, so here it is the pharynx. Just behind to the oral cavity and above to the oral cavity, what is there? This is your nose, this is your nasal cavity. Okay, so at the back side behind to oral cavity and the nasal cavity, this portion is called as pharynx. Okay, here this portion is neck portion, it is called as larynx. See, here we have three main parts in the pharynx. I discussed in the digestive system. Okay, so those are nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Coming to the first part, that is nasopharynx. Okay, so here what is nasopharynx? The nasal part of the pharynx is called as nasopharynx, which is present just behind to the nose. Okay, nasopharynx is the nasal part of the pharynx which is present just behind to the nose. Okay, and above to the soft palate, above to the soft palate. Here auditory tubes are present at the lateral walls of the nasopharynx. Just remember about auditory tubes where they are present. Okay, nasopharynx is the nasal part of the pharynx which is present behind to the nose. Apart from that, the lateral walls of the nasopharynx consist of auditory tubes. Okay, these auditory tubes, then they are connected to the middle ear. Okay, then coming to the oropharynx. Oropharynx. Oral part of the pharynx is called as oropharynx, which is present behind to the mouth. Okay, so in this oropharynx there is a oropharynx. It leads to the two foldings. In between the two muscle foldings, there is presence of here mass of lymphoid tissue, which forms here palatine tonsils. Oropharynx consists of palatine tonsils, whereas nasopharynx, which consists of pharyngeal tonsils. Nasopharynx consists of pharyngeal tonsils. Oropharynx consists of palatine tonsils. Next, coming to the third portion, laryngopharynx, which leads to your next organ, that is your esophagus. Here the laryngeal part of the pharynx is called as laryngopharynx, which extends from the oropharynx. Okay, so oropharynx is continuous as laryngopharynx. Then this laryngopharynx extends as esophagus. This is about oropharynx, laryngopharynx and the nasopharynx. Here, this is the nasal cavity. The behind portion, here it is the pharynx. Here it is called as nasopharynx. This is oral cavity. Behind portion, oropharynx. Okay, this oropharynx, then it leads to the laryngopharynx here. Okay, which connects larynx and your pharynx. Yeah, then coming to the structure of the pharynx. The pharynx consists of three layers of the tissues. One is the mucous membrane and fibrous tissue and the smooth muscles. Okay, so this mucous membrane, it is made up of ciliated columnar epithelium. In case of the nose, okay, nothing but nasopharynx, it consists of ciliated columnar epithelium. In case of the mucous membrane lining, okay, in case of oropharynx, there is a presence of stratified squamous epithelium. Next, coming to the fibrous tissue, nothing but which is also called as submucosa. The submucosa is made up of fibrous tissue which is present just below to the epithelium. Just below to the epithelium, submucosa is there which is made up of fibrous tissue. Then coming to the smooth muscle. Okay, so here the smooth muscles which are present in the pharynx, they are called as pharyngeal muscles. Okay, so this pharynx is always in the open position. That is why we can breathe at any time. We are continuously taking breath because always the pharynx is in open position. Okay, so here for the permanent opening of this pharynx, some smooth muscles are helping. Those muscles are called as pharyngeal muscles. Pharyngeal muscles. Okay. So this is about structure. Apart from the blood supply and the nerve supply, here the facial vein and the facial artery, those are supplying blood and draining the blood. Veins are always draining the blood, arteries are always supplying the blood. Here artery is the facial artery, vein is the facial vein. Apart from the facial vein, internal jugular vein also helping in draining of the blood from the pharynx. Nerves are the vagus nerves and glossopharyngeal nerve. Then coming to the functions. Okay, so passage of the air and the food, as I said earlier, it is the common structure for both digestive system and the respiratory system. Both food and air enters to the pharynx. Okay, next coming to the warming and humidification, as I said earlier, pharynx also helps in the warming and the humidification process. Then so this pharynx which helps in the process of hearing, because I said it consists of auditory tubes. Okay, next it also protects. How it protects? As I said, there is a presence of tonsils, palatine tonsils in case of oropharynx, and in case of nasopharynx, pharyngeal tonsils. These lymphatic tissues, they help in the protection. Then also helps in the speech. This pharynx, it acts as a resonance box. Okay, so this is a resonating chamber. Next, taste. There are olfactory nerves endings which will help in the taste.